Hi everyone, my name is Crystal and this is Juliana. I tried to make this video while Juliana was napping, but somebody did not want to nap today, so we're going to try and do it together. So I want to talk to you about the 21-Day Fix meal plan and some tips that have really helped me. And I want to show you exactly what a day in the 21-Day Fix looks like for me. I know these containers really freak everyone out, and everybody thinks that they're so small, and I promise it's a lot of food, and the meal plan really is so simple, and after a week of doing it, it becomes second nature. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to grab your 21-Day Fix eating plan. I want you to read through it, and then I want you to read through it again. Make sure you know what calorie or container bracket you're in. Super important. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to go to each container list, and it'll list the Fix approved foods. So example, red container here. Highlight what you already eat. You do not need to start from scratch and start eating tons of things you've never eaten before. So I found it easiest to go through, highlight what I already eat, and then I started filling in the blanks on what I needed to add in. So since I'm in the lowest calorie bracket, this is what it looks like for me. I need 4 reds, proteins. I need 2 purples, fruits. I need 3 greens, veggies. 1 blue, which is healthy fats, cheese, avocados, things like that. 1 orange, which is seeds, or you can use it as dressings. And then Juliana has my yellow container right here, and I have 2 of those. And then I have 2 teaspoons. Yellows are carbs, sorry. And then I have 2 teaspoons, which is oils or nut butters and healthy fats, things like that. So a typical day looks like for me, I get up and I have coffee. I need to have coffee pretty much immediately. So I've actually weaned myself off of creamers, and I don't use Splenda. I don't use any artificial sweeteners or anything like that. So if you are a huge creamer person, what I would do is try and wean yourself off and try and use some almond milk, or if you are buying creamer, just make sure it's a creamer that doesn't have any artificial ingredients in it. You don't want to have a creamer with stuff you can't pronounce. So it should say things like milk, sugar. And then what I do is I normally head down for my workout right after I wake up, but I wake up starving. So I need to eat first thing in the morning. So what I do is I grab 2 hard-boiled eggs, and on Sundays I boil probably about 6 to 10 eggs, depending on the week. So first thing I do in the morning, coffee, and I grab my 2 hard-boiled eggs, eat them. So that counts as 1 red. So I'm down 1 red for the day. Do my workout, and then I come up and I have my shake. And I love having my shake after I work out. I don't really have to think about it. I just throw everything in. It's delicious. I get my chocolate fix for the day. So the shake that I'm talking about is Shakeology. So Shakeology would be a red. It's either a scoop or a packet, depending on what you get. So I have 1 red right there. And then I use unsweetened almond milk. It's vanilla almond milk. Make sure it's unsweetened. And I don't count this as anything. I never have, and it's never affected my results. Those 2 yellow containers are pretty precious, and I just don't really think that it fits in the yellow container in that bracket because it's not really a carb, so I just never counted it, and it's never affected me. So that's totally up to you and what you want to do. Then I have a fruit, so I grab a banana. So what I do when my bananas are really ripe is I peel them, I break them in half, and I pop them in a Tupperware container, and I stick them in the freezer. And I love having frozen bananas in my shake because it makes it super creamy. So I take half a banana and add that to my shake, and that counts as 1 purple. If I want to do it in a big banana and I use the entire thing, then I count that as 2 purples. So it'll just depend on what I feel like doing for the day. If I know I want another fruit that day, then I only use half a banana. And then I use a teaspoon. So I use peanut butter, I use nut butter, cashew butter, sun butter, one of those. One thing you really want to make sure when you're buying your peanut butter or you're buying your nut butter is there's no hydrogenated oil in there. So the only ingredients should be peanuts, or it should be almonds or cashews, nothing else. That should be the only ingredients. And you also kind of want to watch the sodium because sometimes they add a ton of salt. So right there, that's a teaspoon. My Shakeology is my red, and then my almond milk doesn't count as anything, and my banana is my purple. And sometimes what I'll do if I really want an extra green in there per day is I'll grab a handful of spinach, and I just pop it in my shake, and I promise you can't even taste it. So after after my shake, normally about 2 hours later, I have lunch. So I'm a huge salad person. I love salad, so for me, that's just kind of easy. I grab a ton of lettuce, and the lettuce is not going to fit in this little teeny container, so don't worry about that. And then I have some cucumbers, I have carrots, you can add peppers, mushrooms. So for me, I count this entire thing as about 1.5 vegetables. And then I grab my reds right here, which is roasted turkey. And what I do on Sundays is I either roast a big chicken, or I marinate chicken and then I grill it, or I grab a turkey, things like that. And that's my protein for the week for my salad. So easy, so I don't have to worry about it. Fill up your red container. There's my red right there. Then for my dressings, I a lot of time don't like to use my orange containers for my dressings because I like to have nuts as a snack. So vinegars are free. So I use balsamic vinegar for my salad dressing. That way I don't have to count it as anything, and I can use my seeds or nuts orange container as a snack later. So I do that. So for my salad, 1.5 greens and 1 red. So now I'm down 3 reds. Then about 2 hours later, and about 2 hours before I eat dinner, I grab my orange container and I fill it up with some peanuts or sunflower seeds or one of the other, I think pumpkin seeds, and I eat my orange container. So there's my orange container for the day. Oh, also one thing I forgot. A lot of times what I do for my salad is I fill up my blue container with avocados, and that's my blue container for the day. If I know I'm having dinner with some sort of cheese, then I won't have my avocados for lunch. Then for dinner, what I typically do is we either have salmon or we have chicken again, or I throw some stuff in the slow cooker, scallops, shrimp. Sometimes we make our spaghetti, so we grab our, our zucchinis. We make zucchini noodles and use that as pasta. And a lot of times I have a sweet potato for one of my yellows at night. Sometimes I have a sweet potato for lunch. Those are my yellows. Or sometimes I use my yellow for wine, and you can do that 3 times a week. And you notice I don't eat a lot of grains or anything like that. I am gluten-free. And for me, paleo is just kind of the way to go. I just feel better when I eat like that. I'm not saying you have to eat like that, but I feel so much better. So one thing I do sometimes for lunch, I'll grab maybe a corn tortilla, gluten-free, so that's not paleo. I'll grab a brown rice wrap and sometimes put chicken in there. I'll put some avocados, put some sriracha sauce on it, and that's my lunch. And I'm trying to think of other things that I eat for dinner. That's probably pretty much it. Sometimes I grab a pork tenderloin and make that. I grab a huge side of veggies. That's huge for our dinners. We make a ton of vegetables, broccoli, kale, mushrooms, peppers, things like that. Sometimes I make stuffed peppers for dinner. So typically for dinner, I have a yellow with my sweet potato, and then I have protein for salmon, chicken, pork, whatever, and then I have my 1.5 greens of veggies. And that's pretty much it. That's a typical day for me for the 21-day fix.